William came along just at the right time for me. You know, I'd been running the business for about 8 years. We had reached a certain point in our growth and plateaued, and we weren't growing anymore. I hadn't reached the goals I was striving to achieve. And from the first day I met him, he was very honest. He said, "What are your goals? What are you trying to do?" I told him. And he was brutally honest. He said, you haven't done that, have you? You haven't succeeded. And people generally won't say that to you. People are encouraging. They want to say something nice, something positive. But he was very upfront from day one saying, well, you know, you set these goals and you just haven't achieved them. So you need to do something different if you want to achieve them. You need to be willing to make changes. Right from day one, William wanted my wife, Catherine, involved. He said, you know, he not only just to meet her and get to know her, but to have her involved in the major decisions because they do impact my family. You know, we own the business and anything that happens here impacts the family. So he got Catherine involved from day one, which I think was brilliant because there's a certain honesty that comes about when you're sitting there in a room and your wife is present. She's the person that knows you better than anyone else in the world. You know, you can't be dishonest in front of your wife. You know, you have to be completely honest about yourself. And I think that was brilliant. I think that worked really well. So that's where it started. And from then on, every single time I spoke to William and I thought I had the answer to a problem, he would challenge what I was thinking and come up with something that I would never have thought of, quite often contradicting what I was planning to do. And he wasn't necessarily saying I was wrong. He was just trying to get me to think differently, to think there's more than one solution to this. Don't necessarily go for the logical solution. Think about what you can do that's different, because if you don't change, then the results won't change. And that was the big difference. And as I said, in 2 years, we doubled the revenue, increased the size of the business, and it's a very different business today from that day that I met William.